I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless. I will not fix you, for you are not broken. I will not heal you, for I see you and your wholeness. I will walk with you through the darkness as you remember your light.
Colorado is the second US state to legalize the therapeutic use of psilocybin mushrooms. While filming at the Psychedelic Science Conference in June 2025, we visited the newly opened ETC Hospitality, a licensed natural medicine healing center in Golden, Colorado, to learn what psilocybin-assisted psychotherapy looks like in practice.
We're at a very significant moment here in Colorado. We have the great pleasure and the great responsibility of following the work of what has been done in Oregon. The folks that have set up the first program and allowed us to set up this second program. And we have a chance here in broad daylight to build on their successes and show the safety and efficacy of psilocybin mushroom therapy. ETC stands for et cetera, like mushrooms, et cetera. We work on all of the things around the mushroom, the preparation, the integration, the community. We're an applicant for a microhealing center license. Hope to get it in the coming weeks. It's our firmly held belief that if you take a well-screened, well-prepared adult, put them in the hands of a confident and competent, highly trained, caring and compassionate caregiver, serve them a known dose of naturally grown psilocybin mushrooms in a beautiful setting like this with all the community resources they need, we're gonna see profoundly positive results.
I am a licensed natural medicine facilitator in training, so I have a few more hours to collective consultation, and then we'll become a licensed clinical natural medicine facilitator. And we'll be able to use this medicine and this work as a complement to the psychotherapy care that I provide, so it won't become the primary thing that I do, and that is a real important focus of ours, is that the healers with whom we work have a diverse approach to their healing modalities, because if you only are practicing with psychedelic medicine, just like anything, you have a hammer and you think everything looks like a nail. These medicines, a psilocybin journey can be incredible for the right person at the right time, but it isn't for everybody and not for all stages of life. And so our aim here is to make sure that primarily we are working with facilitators who are well educated, well trained, and functioning ethically, with boundaries, and compassionately. And so we will be offering all the facilitators with whom we work continuing education with APA credits, so they'll be able to, or whatever credits they need for their other licenses if they maintain them. That will be a monthly offering, as well as regular consultation, case consultation around how one's taking care of themselves, because it's so important that the container that they are creating is based in their own groundedness, in their own wellness. And then for our participants, it's a deeply dedicated approach to preparation. First, screening, making sure this is the potentially right medicine at the right time. And then after that screening, they will be matched with a facilitator and do preparation work. And then we have the magical container here after they go through the preparation to be able to have the journey. And the focus is on not us as facilitators being guides, but us facilitating the participant to deeply trust their inner healer and being guided by the medicine itself, by the psilocybin itself. And so we will offer one-on-one integration with the facilitator, but we will also offer 6 months for any participant to continue in integration circles, whether that's virtual because they're coming from elsewhere, or locally.
As I understand, you're just about to start. So do you already have like a waiting list or an expectation of how many people to expect?
We will have one dosing per day. So we will use the space for 8 hours, however long is needed, but it could be one person up to 8 participants per day. Mm-hmm. And I know that I have my own participants that have been waiting for months, if not years, for this to come online. So they're some of the first on our list. And then we have other people within our community. And then we have had some folks reach out just because they're learning about it. So there is a waiting list, but it first starts with screening and preparation. So people that we meet today may not actually have an experience here for a year. I believe the medicine starts working well before the medicine is working. When you start to set that intention around being open and around wanting to do something differently and thinking differently, all of a sudden there's messages and ideas and you're open to different things than you've been before. So I believe once someone kind of initiates this idea that they would like to embark on this journey, the medicine is already starting to work.
How do you do the screening? Who is eligible and who is not?
There are a few conditions and medications that are automatic exclusionary criteria, lithium being a medicine that people take for mood disorders, that does not work with these medicines. There are psychiatric conditions such as psychosis that also does not work with this medicine. And there are others that could potentially be contraindicated, and that's where our physician plays a role. But there are a few things that are red flags that we automatically have to either dive deeper or let them know that this is not for them.
Can you accept people from other countries or only US citizens?
I believe so.
I believe so. 21 and older is the only, and then through the screening. Yeah.
Can you first briefly explain the regulation of psilocybin here in Colorado?
Prop 122 passed in November of 2022. That was followed, there were two parts of that legislation. One was a broad decriminalization and allowance for personal use for growing, possession, and gifting of essentially all plant medicines, with some exceptions. And you can possess an unlimited amount of psilocybin mushrooms. You can gift them. You can test them at a testing lab. You just can't sell them. If you take a penny for them, you have left the safety of the Colorado program. Then the regulated psilocybin therapy side, which we participate in here, that took 2 years of rulemaking and then policy making and then all of the effort that came into, then now they're in the licensing phase. So the licensing opened up on December 31st of last year, and they've been accepting licenses for healing centers, micro healing centers, for which we're an applicant, cultivators, manufacturers, which you can have both, and then testing labs, which we have one so far, and we're very grateful for our one. And then the facilitator license, which is overseen by Dora. And the lovely thing here is Colorado allows both hats to be worn, meaning you can have an active license as a clinical psychologist, such as Jana and Carrie, and then also become a licensed natural medicine healer and be able to wear those hats at the same time, which is another lovely evolution of the rules.
And there are also an opportunity for people who don't carry another license. They can also become a licensed natural medicine facilitator by going through the training, and they may have other healing practices or other approaches. So it does allow for people without a mental health background to be able to enter the space as well.
Yeah. And then I should mention too, they also license the training programs, which are a critical part of this infrastructure.
As a little demo,
Yes.
we have a mortar and pestle in case someone is interested in grinding down their whole fruiting body.
This is about the serving size. This is about like 20. This would be all you needed in tea, or if you took this form for that 25 milligram. That kind of
format?
There's plenty of wrinkles to still iron out.
Yeah.
So you need a manufacturer's license to homogenize the mushroom, meaning if you only have a cultivation license, you can only sell us dried whole fruiting bodies, and then we cannot powderize them. We cannot grind up that mushroom. However, the participant can. And so that's why so the same thing when I was in Oregon, I had to make my own tea.
Same.
You know, and the facilitator didn't touch it, the handler touched it, I made my own tea. They said, here's this, you do your tea.
Yeah.
How do you charge? What's your fees for service?
Yeah, so it'll be $34.50 for the one-on-one. So the most expensive thing is the one-on-one experience, and that entails the initial screening and consultation, and then the onboarding prep session with Dr. Dina Carvadides. And then if at that point it seems like the timing is right and this is the right time and the right thing for this person from a care perspective, then they'll get matched with the facilitator, and then from there they'll do a minimum of 2 preparation sessions virtually with their natural medicine facilitator. Then they'll come here for the administration day, where the facilitator plus the natural medicine healer or natural medicine handler will be here all day. And that includes the price of the natural medicine. And then it is the first integration session that is one-on-one in the days after. And then it is 6 months of access to the integration community resources, and then any additional one-on-one meetings that can be booked directly with the caregiver. So that is $34.50 for that entire package, and that goes down if you had a 4-person group.
If there's a group?
That would be $2,200 a person.
I see.
It's the most expensive it is out of the gate, and that's what's nice over time is we'll be able to continue to be more efficient and pass that through to the participant.
If I'm not coming for a therapeutic use,
Yeah.
if I just want to buy mushrooms and self-administer. What does it cost to do it through the official program in Colorado? Cannot.
You can.
Cannot do it.
You can't buy mushrooms.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
there's no take-home
Still
sale. That's
understanding it. Okay.
that's great. That's an important
It's a
aspect.
really good question. A lot of people think that there will be a retail market, and there's not. There's the
You can grow your
personal
own.
use.
Yeah.
You can share or gift,
Share.
which
Yeah.
you cannot sell.
Got it, okay.
And then you can only buy it from the licensed handler, bought from.
Understood.
So and under the Healing Center license.
Very
And the
great.
production side, where will you get it?
So there's 3 licensed cultivators so far. There's others in the pipeline. And so right now, if we were to get our license today, and so there have been, we know of at least 2 healing centers that have had ceremonies with participants already. While it is expensive because of the compliance out of the gate to get this, what's lovely is the marginal cost of production is, I don't know, a nickel, 15 cents, like 25 cents. Like these medicines they grow very naturally, but no, it's the being able to do it in broad daylight and then file a tax return where you have a Schedule 1 drug trafficking part of your business, because that's the environment, and that's why we need all this protection and community, and we need the state, and we need to show that we can do it. So again, that in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, it's loosened up everywhere.